Get lost. You're not on the guest list, my sister barked in my face, after erasing me from the $23,500 party I funded. Then starve without me, I replied, while freezing every account, canceling all payments, and cutting them off completely. You're not on the list, Liam. Step back. Don't cause a scene. Her voice cut like cold glass, sharp, practiced, deliberate. I paid for this damn party, Quinn. My voice cracked, the humiliation already hot in my throat. That tent, the catering, the DJ, my Amex. She looked down her nose, a smirk playing at the corner of her perfectly lip-glossed mouth. And yet, here you are, standing outside like a freaking delivery guy. Quinn, security! She turned her head theatrically and waved a hand. This man's harassing guests. Quinn, don't do this in front of... I don't care. This is my night. You've never mattered in the moments that count. Why would this be any different? And then it hit. Right there on the cobblestone driveway in front of the mansion I helped her lease last month. Guests watching. Waitstaff watching. My own cousin grinning in the distance, whispering something behind his phone camera. My sister, blood of my blood, Anna, was erasing me like I was never part of this. And in that moment, I wasn't. I wasn't her brother. I was an ATM with legs. Not anymore. Who I am. My name's Liam Carter. I'm 6. And for most of my life, I've been the family's emergency contact, silent investor, peacekeeper, and emotional punching bag. My job? Software engineer, fintech startup out of San Diego. First one to leave home, first one to make 6 figures, the one who picked up the pieces when Mom fell into debt, when Quinn wrecked her car, twice, when Dad bailed and left us with nothing but overdue notices and empty promises. I never expected gratitude, but I thought, maybe decency? Not tonight. Tonight I was invisible, erased from the very celebration I paid $23,500 to make happen. The part that hurt the most? I wasn't even surprised. Meet the family. Quinn Carter. 24. Influencer. Queen of manifesting abundance with other people's money. She used to cry in my arms after breakups. Now she treats me like a stranger unless she needs my credit card. Aunt Melinda. 52. Thinks I owe the family for having it easier. Her son. Troy. 27. Stole $3,200 from me once. Never paid it back. Still has the audacity to joke about it at Thanksgiving. Mom. 48. Sweet when she wants something. Guilt trips laced in compliments. We'd be homeless without you, baby, she told me last year. Don't abandon us like your father did. Funny, I did everything he didn't, and still got blamed for the cracks he left behind. The party was supposed to be a launch. Quinn's new fashion line. She had begged me. Just help me get this off the ground. One night I'll pay you back. I reviewed the contracts, signed over my business card to the event coordinator, told her I'd monitor expenses, but the minute the money cleared, I was locked out of the budget. My name was nowhere on the sponsor list. My seat? Gone. I wasn't just excluded, I was erased. You're always the victim, Liam. Quinn had snapped weeks earlier when I asked about reimbursement. It's called investing in family. God, grow up. Then she posted a video calling me a bitter, broke vibe killer in a vague little story time for her 170K followers. I should have walked away. But part of me still hoped she'd realize what she was doing. That part is dead now, 4 years ago. Mom overdosed on sleeping pills. Accident, she said. I was in Palo Alto for a conference, took the last flight home, maxed out my emergency savings covering her hospital bills. Quinn never visited once. When Mom came to, her first words were, "You didn't need to come. You always overreact." They all acted like it never happened. I kept quiet, holding the weight of it, paid off her credit cards, helped her get into therapy, stayed longer than I should have. For what? So they could mock me behind my back? So Quinn could sell family trauma for content and cut me out of my own generosity? They never wanted me healed. They wanted me useful. I froze all their accounts. Joint lines I'd opened for emergencies, canceled, recurring bill payments I'd been covering, terminated. Quinn's party planner tried to run a final charge, declined. But that wasn't the real twist. No, that came in the form of a USB drive I dropped on the dessert table. Inside, voice memos of Quinn bragging about finessing me, screenshots of Mom planning how to guilt me into co-signing for a second mortgage, a recording of Aunt Melinda laughing that I'd never grow a spine. One folder, insurance. One title, Since I Don't Matter, Let's Make This Go Viral. Quinn's scream shattered the music. You psycho! What did you do? What you taught me to do, I said calmly. Control the narrative. Mom tried to rush over. Liam, please. You don't get to please me anymore. I cut in. You get to feel what it's like when the mule stops carrying everyone else's load. Troy, silent. Finally, Melinda called me a traitor. I just smiled. Good. Now you know how it feels. The caterers started packing up. The DJ stopped playing. One guest slipped me a thumbs up. Another filmed it all for TikTok. I didn't storm out. I walked. Back to my rented Jeep into the soft night air. Not angry, not broken, just done. 3 days later, Quinn emailed me. Not to apologize, to negotiate. I blocked her. Mom sent a letter, said she was sorry, said she missed her boy. I haven't read the whole thing yet. Maybe I will. Someday. But today, I'm standing in my own apartment. Bills paid, bank accounts secure, therapy booked, peace in the smallest, quietest way. Mine. Healing doesn't come with fireworks. It doesn't announce itself through dramatic exits or viral moments. It comes in tiny fragments. Like the first morning I woke up and didn't reach for my phone in panic, wondering what bill they forgot to pay, or what emotional emergency I'd have to solve today. It came in the silence, real silence, not the kind filled with passive-aggressive sighs or veiled guilt trips. Just quiet, my own heartbeat, my own breath. I sat by my apartment window that night, a cup of black coffee in one hand, my phone on airplane mode. No texts from Quinn, no missed calls from Mom, no fake apologies from Melinda with, "You know we're still family, right?" as the subject line. Just me. And for the first time in years, that was enough. I won't pretend it didn't hurt. That would be a lie. I cried. Not because I missed them, but because I finally admitted how long I'd been mourning a family that never truly existed. People say blood is thicker than water, but they forget the full quote. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Sometimes the people who share your DNA are the very ones who wound you the deepest, not with fists, but with expectations, with emotional manipulation dressed up as loyalty. I used to think being the strong one was a badge of honor. But it's a slow death when you're everyone else's safety net. And no one even checks if you're falling. I kept thinking about the flash drive I left behind. They probably scrambled to erase it, spin the story, delete posts, unfollow mutuals, block me. But it didn't matter. That was never about revenge. It was about release. They built a version of me that existed to serve them. And I burned it down. 3 weeks later, I got a text from Mom, just one line. I didn't know how much you were hurting. I'm sorry. No manipulation, no excuses, just pain, just real words. I stared at it for an hour. I didn't reply, not because I didn't care, but because I needed space. Not silence, but space. To decide if I wanted to rebuild something, or finally let the ruins stay buried. Forgiveness is weird. People think it means telling the other person, it's okay. But real forgiveness isn't about freeing them, it's about freeing yourself. I still don't know if I'll ever sit at a table with Quinn again. I don't know if I'll ever trust Mom the way I did when I was 10, bringing her soup in bed, thinking love meant fixing things. But I do know this. I'm not bitter. I'm just tired of pretending my worth is measured by how much I sacrifice. Tired of love that only flows in one direction and dries up the moment I ask for anything back. Now, I've started hiking again. Something I gave up years ago because weekends were always family obligations. I joined a men's therapy group, signed a lease on a new apartment, one where my name is the only one on the utility bills. And I've started writing. This story? It's just the beginning. Because for the first time in my life, I'm speaking for myself, not for them. Not to fix anyone, just me. Maybe someday I'll open the door to a version of my family that finally sees me. Maybe one day they'll knock, not to ask for money, but to say, we were wrong. We're ready to change. But until then, I'm learning how to eat at my own table, to toast to my own milestones, to love the version of me that existed before they taught me to shrink. If you've ever been where I was, the provider, the peacekeeper, the dependable one who got nothing back, then let me say this. You're not selfish for stepping away. You're not cruel for cutting off people who only call when they need. You're not wrong for protecting your peace, even if it means letting go of the people who raised you. And if this hit you in the heart, like, subscribe, and check out my other stories about family betrayal, emotional healing, and finding peace when love comes with conditions. Because sometimes, walking away is the bravest thing you'll ever do.